Hello everyone, welcome back to the Garden Novice. I want to share my first year on my allotment with you and all the ups and downs that I've experienced. This is my first view of the plot that I was offered. 2 sheds and a small greenhouse, all in good condition. The plot itself was weed free, but it did have a lot of salvageable clutter I needed to tidy up. The plot did have a flooding issue, which I needed to work on. There was lots of raised beds to salvage and hoops to make cloches. First job was to build a 3-bay compost system. This is a drone shot of my plot following a lot of tidying up and decluttering. It's a nice little greenhouse. I gave it a good wash down inside and out and prepared it for seed sowing in late February. First sowing was my onion sets, which I started off in modules in the greenhouse. Once my plot was clear, I had it all rotivated, so I had a clean slate to plant my beds. I relocated the raised beds to the top of the garden and built a larger asparagus bed. The site is very fortunate and has regular drop of wood chips, which I've used for my paths. During March and April, we had a lot of rain, heavy rain, and the flooding issue of the plot was very obvious. This was a problem that I really did need to get sorted out fairly soon. I built a bean frame for my runner beans to climb and bought in tomato plants from a local garden nursery to grow in big tubs in my greenhouse. Another aerial shot of my plot with the vegetable beds all marked out, ready for planting. The tomatoes are doing very well in the greenhouse, although I did consider I did too many and it was a bit overcrowded. The vegetable beds were doing very well, all growing and flourishing. And my compost bins were producing good compost, but I also built a roof above it to collect rainwater into the barrels. Now it was time to sort the flooding issue out at the beginning of the plot. I dismantled the shed, lifted the paving stones, and had 7 ton of crushed stone delivered, spread and whacker plated down. My plot was returning good produce from the work that I'd put in. Despite the crushed stone, the garden still flooded, so I needed to raise the grown area with soil above the water table. I dismantled and relocated the greenhouse and lifted them flagstones up. Raised the area by about 12 inches with topsoil to stop the flooding. Bought a couple of new raised beds, galvanized steel, and had a new polytunnel built from KSB greenhouses. The tunnel is a 3 meters wide by 6 meters long, 6mm polycarbonate, galvanized steel frame, and when they installed it 12 inches into the ground and concreted each hoop in. Inside, I laid a path, built a potting bench, put some shelves in and some raised beds. I'm very pleased with the polytunnel and I aim to grow vegetables all year round inside. The garden now looks a lot different to my first view when I first took over. I've had a very good first year and I'm looking forward to the new growing season.